Hey folks, Rob here with another C64 gameplay. This time we're looking at the arcade conversion of Continental Circus. Sorry if that was about to run into demo mode, which is originally handled by Teque and published by Virgin Mastertronic in '89. The first thing I have to say for getting off, and I'm glad I didn't include the loading screen, is this was surprisingly written by the team that did Chase HQ. And if you remember when you saw the play of that, you'd see how much of a disaster of a conversion that is. Here it seems to fare a lot better. So the basic objective is that you're racing a series of courses and really just try to get to your qualifying range on each one. So, it's in the vein of pole position and other, early style racing games. And I never really played this on the 64 first. I actually played it on the Amiga, which is actually a very nice conversion. And here it actually fares out pretty well. So you're racing, you've got your time limit, you've got your checkpoints, you've just crossed. Unlike most races though, if you play a game, you play pole position, you crash into a car, you spin out, and you get stopped here, crashing a car or a sign causes you to have to pit. And you can see the smoke flames, and ultimately, there's part of the strategy where you need to balance that. So do you wait to pit as soon as you do, or you could let it, sort of billow out longer, it turns into flames, and if you let it go too long, the car will explode. So it's always sort of a judgment. Like I got to demonstrate that quickly. So of course the idea is you're racing against the clock, get around these courses, and make sure you beat the qualifying rank. So for this first course, that means I need to get 80. We're almost there now. One of the things that's a good challenge is just the way these courses are put together. But at the same time, the controls feel good. The real disappointment is, I guess, in the graphics. You can sort of see the sprites here are incredibly chunky. And I don't know, I feel like it uses expand. Oh, there we are, we've spun out. That's in other words, when you're already damaged, you will spin out from crashing. The same effect would happen, of course, if I'd let... The same thing, of course, would have happened had I let the time run. So we completed the first race just as time ran out, but sadly, you could see my rank there was not high enough. So we're going to have to use a continue. It's been a long time since I played it, so we could just see the post-race wrap-up, and that we did complete the course, but obviously we didn't get the rank, so we'll have to use a continue. But at least you start from where you ended, which means that I'll be in a good position for the next course. But back to the presentation. The presentation is incredibly sparse on this game. There is just a fairly simple loading. There's a fairly nice loading screen, but the title screen is really just the high scores. There's only a couple of cues for like ditties. Starting a game, starting a race, ending a race, winning, ending a race, and losing. Sound effects are okay. But the signs, the sprites are a little blocky. But at least they move at a playable speed. It's not like the chugging frame rate of Chase HQ. But it has to be said, the graphics in the horizon do look very nice. Well apt for the C64. But on the flip side, unlike most other races of this period, Continental Circus is only a single load. So playing it off tape, you just load one thing. You don't have to do multiple loads, which means the game flows a lot better as a result. So I'll give them props for that. Trick controls feel good. I've always felt in control of the car. Like I said, I eventually did get my hands on this, borrowing the cover tape from the first issue of Commodore Force, where they did stick this on, and it was one I used to borrow that from. I used to play it a fair bit from that. So I could definitely recommend the game. As memory serves, there's 8 courses to go from Brazil, America, which is the next one. Memory serves, the last one is, of course, Japan's Suzuka circuit, which makes sense as the original arcade game, of course, was from Toto. So here we are. We've actually got quite a bump in rank now because we had to retry, but we've more than qualified for this course. It sadly doesn't translate to a bonus. But as we go for this next circuit, which is, I think, the Phoenix circuit in the US, we pretty much qualified for that already. So all we have to do is win, is complete the course and not run out of time. I think we're going to do it. I know for other versions there's a trick where you know, like a lot of other races where you like time your accelerate off the start line at the right time, you get a better boost of speed. I've never worked out how to do it here. I'll have to keep trying. And of course, like most races, it's all about, you know, do you brake or do you gear down to get through a corner? And, you know, everything else, I think, how it all fits together does fit together very nicely. So would I recommend it? Honestly, I would. I mean, there's a really nice flow to the racing here. It is a good challenge, and it's one of those that, yeah, it feels a little more... It does feel a little more involved than pole position. And whilst, yeah, I do like the C64 conversion to pole position, this just feels it has enough added on to make it a bit more fun to play. Ooh. I don't like that with the sound where hitting something just... When you hit something, you lose all the engine audio. And that too, how much time I lost from colliding is really unfair. And it will ruin you on later courses. Come on, come on. But at least you do have the drift to a stop, which I like. Alright, let's go for another credit. How far did we get? Aww. Disappointing. Disappointing. Oh well. I think we've got one more continue after this, so once I've used all my continues, we'll probably wrap it up there. Hopefully I can get to the... whatever track 3 is. This is going a disaster, isn't it? Yeah, I think the challenge is fair. I just don't like the fact that you slow down that much when you are stopped, especially when there's fairly aggressive course times. But in this case, you know, I guess it's, you know, don't crash. At least the cars are a lot fairer than, say, in WSC Le Mans, where, you know, they actively home in on your position on the course. Come on, come on. Just off the line. I think we might be at the stage where... Yeah. I think that's our last one. Hopefully we'll actually make this one. I do really wish there were sounds for overtaking cars. It's always one of those little details that adds to a good racing game. Come on, where's the checkpoint? Where's the checkpoint? Where's the check? Oh! That is beyond unfair. Beyond unfair, right at the checkpoint. Well, oh, one last shot. See if I can actually get past this. If I don't get this one done, I'm going to call it a wrap. If I don't crash, I'll make it, as we've seen. Ooh, rain. And then that happens. I do like the fact they actually animate the rain here, as I know, for example, Super Monaco GP does not. It just says it's wet, has a dark sky, and you know, everything feels slippier. So it's a nice little detail that they add. I mean, not the best looking rain effect, but it's passable. Now, you get to see here, you know, I talked about the states of, you know, the engine damage earlier. You can see now our engine's gone from smoke to fire, and we just blew up like that because the damage exploded. And there was the pit. If we made it around the corner, we could have pitted. Now it's going to get tight, and I don't think I'm going to make it now. Alright, that has to be a wrap. At this stage, I don't think I've got any more credits left. Yep, so that's a wrap. I have to admit, I do like Continental Circus. It's probably not the best arcade racer on the C64, but it's quite a good one. It's definitely worth checking out. I mean, I picked it up a little while ago as a budget release, not the original one, to put it in the collection. And I'd been able to get the original one cheaper, I probably would have, but I think the price I paid for the budget release was more than fine. Definitely one to check out, but it's not the best that you'll see on the machine. You know, it's no power drift for starters, or turbo outrun for starters. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you've not already, please do consider subscribing. You know, I do release new gameplays once a week. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.